72 hours, the universe threw 4 rare bombs in a row. Why? Astronomers say the odds are lower than winning the lottery. Can you believe that? In just 3 days, 4 events happened in the sky and on Earth. Things that logically shouldn't occur all at once. 2 stars suddenly brightened until they were visible to the naked eye. Venezuela was struck by 2 magnitude 6 earthquakes back to back. Even the sun joined in, hurling out a coronal mass ejection, CME, a massive plasma cloud that slammed right into the Interstellar Comet that had wandered into our solar system. Atlas, formerly designated 3I Atlas. Scientists call those 3 days the 72-hour event cluster. But no one had predicted these things would all erupt in the very same time frame. Let's start with the strange green visitor that kept astronomers around the world awake at night. You might never have heard the name Atlas before, but imagine a green light suddenly appearing in the sky, one that no one had ever seen before. Just the thought of it feels bizarre, right? It's not a native of our solar system. It drifted in from another stellar system, an interstellar visitor. And so far, humanity has only ever caught 3 of these. What's even stranger is that its color, its speed, even the chemical ingredients it carries, are completely different from the comets we thought we understood. Right now, even the Hubble Space Telescope has to avoid observing it because it's too close to the sun's direction. Aren't you curious what on Earth is going on? And back in July, someone had already captured its early appearance by accident. That night happened to coincide with a total lunar eclipse. The moon was glowing red and unusually eye-catching. An astronomy enthusiast was photographing the moon from his backyard when a tiny, icy blue showed up in his lens. At the time, he even complained on social media, "Why does this star look so weird in color?" Almost no one paid attention. But just 3 hours later, another enthusiast abroad photographed it too. And guess what? That tiny that had turned emerald green. It was as if a stone flying through the sky suddenly changed into a completely different colored coat. From Austria to North America, people using different types of cameras in different locations all capture that same green glow. Even professional photographers confirmed it wasn't a camera malfunction. Now tell me, doesn't that feel eerie? When people traced its orbit backward, an even more shocking conclusion emerged. It hadn't drifted slowly into the solar system. It had burst in. How fast? 61 kilometers per second. Converted into car speed, that's about 136,000 miles per hour. Our fastest bullet trains only reach 350 kilometers per hour. This comet is about 630 times faster. If it were traveling between Beijing and Shanghai, it could go back and forth in under 40 seconds. And astronomers calculated its orbit. It's a come-and-go type. Unlike Earth, it won't circle the sun. Once it swings past the solar system this time, it will never come back again. So how could we not seize the chance to study it? But there's a problem. The best tools we have can't be used. The Hubble Space Telescope, HST, the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, they're humanity's most powerful eyes in space. But they share one weakness. They can't get too close to the sun. If their sensors were burned, they'd be beyond repair. Last year, Webb implemented tighter limits around bright source observations and sun angles to protect its detectors. Recovery and calibration can take weeks, so astronomers are cautious. This time, astronomers are even more careful because the green visitor is flying toward the sun. By late October, it will reach its closest point, right inside both telescopes' solar avoidance zone. Now astronomers are debating, should they risk opening the instruments or keep them safe? If you were the one deciding, what would you choose? Fortunately, we've left a backup on Mars. Mars happens to sit inside the comet's flight path. And there are 2 orbiters stationed there, MRO and MAVEN. MRO was designed to photograph Mars' surface, but scientists quickly tweaked its orbit parameters, turning its camera toward deep space. MAVEN, which studies Mars' atmosphere, also added comet monitoring to its mission. They're now waiting for the comet to pass by, ready to snap close-ups on Earth's behalf. It's like having a friend at a concert who records the performance for you. And who knows, they might capture critical clues. For example, if the solar wind scrapes the comet, will tiny particles break off? Here's the kicker. This comet had already crossed our field of view before. We just didn't notice. At the end of 2023, NASA's TESS satellite, designed to hunt for exoplanets, photographed the region of sky it passed through. The comet's shadow was in those images, but because TESS was programmed to look only for planet signals, it flagged the comet as noise and ignored it. Then in 2024, another telescope in testing also captured it, but there was such a flood of data at the time, researchers didn't mark it. It got buried among countless other photos, only when it brightened recently. A student reviewing old archives compared the coordinates and exclaimed, "Isn't this that green comet?" Think about it. If someone had paid closer attention back then, we could have discovered this interstellar visitor half a year earlier. And this comet happened to coincide with a chain of cosmic events. In just 72 hours, for things happened in the sky and on Earth, things that should never line up together. The odds were lower than winning the lottery. First, 2 dead stars revived in a single day, bright enough to be seen by the naked eye. Normally, the stars we see don't change much in brightness. But these were white dwarfs, dead stars. They had accreted hydrogen from a companion, and when enough built up, they exploded. Their brightness soared hundreds of thousands of times. On average, the world might spot one such event in a year. Sometimes none at all. But on September 23rd, before dawn, a new star flared up in Sagittarius, designated V1935 SGR, just visible to the naked eye. Then, on September 25th before dawn, another one in Sagittarius exploded, designated V7994 SGR. Even without a telescope, people in dark rural skies could see those 2 new points of light. It was that rare. Second, Venezuela was rocked by 2 magnitude 6 quakes within just 6 hours, plus a strong aftershock. That region usually only gets one such quake every 2 or 3 years. But on the night of September 24th, just after 8 p.m., a magnitude 6.2 quake struck at shallow depth, about 7 or 8 kilometers underground. Families had just finished dinner, sitting on their sofas, when cups rattled on tables and chandeliers swayed overhead. Before anyone could recover, less than 6 hours later, around 2 a.m., another quake hit, magnitude 6.3. This time the focus was deeper. Walls in old houses cracked. A 5.8 aftershock followed. The whole region was thrown into chaos. Hospitals, already short on supplies, saw nurses rushing back after just clocking out, setting up makeshift triage tents in parking lots, using flashlights to guide needles into patients. Even cafeteria cooks had to drop their ladles, staring at the walls to check for new cracks, fearing the buildings might collapse. Third, the sun lost its temper, ejecting a coronal mass ejection, CME, a massive plasma cloud, and it struck the Interstellar Comet head-on. The sun is at peak activity this year. Sunspots are plentiful, eruptions frequent. That part isn't unusual. What's unusual is the timing and direction. The CME was launched exactly along Atlas's flight path. Just as the comet entered the inner solar system, the blast caught up and hit it. We've seen CMEs slam comets inside the solar system before. But hitting an interstellar comet? That's a first. Being able to observe in real time how interstellar matter reacts to solar storms. For instance, whether its tail breaks off, or if new gas clouds form, is data more valuable than gold? One comet researcher said, "This might be the only chance in a lifetime to gather such observations." Now let's do the math. The odds of seeing 2 naked-eye novae in 3 days. Less than 0.02%, about 1 in 10,000. 2 magnitude, 6 earthquakes in Venezuela within 6 hours. Also about 1 in 10,000. A CME slamming an interstellar comet? So rare it's practically unmeasurable. After all, interstellar comets only appear about once every 3 years. and a CME has to line up perfectly to hit. Multiply those odds together, and the chance of all of this happening within 72 hours drops below 0.01%, lower than winning the jackpot in a lottery. So now scientists are debating, was this pure coincidence? Or are we missing some hidden pattern in the depths of the universe? Regardless of whether it's coincidence or cosmic law, ordinary people will soon have a chance to witness these wonders firsthand. Around October 21st, Comet C 2025 R2 SWAN will pass closest to Earth, just 39 million kilometers away, right at the peak of the Orionid meteor shower. Avoid light pollution, grab a pair of binoculars, and you'll see its faint tail, like drifting sand across the night sky. Then, on October 29th, the green visitor will reach perihelion, its closest point to the sun. You won't see it during the day, but at dawn or dusk, just as the sky begins to brighten, a telescope with a solar filter might let you glimpse its green glow. And don't forget the filter. Otherwise, the sun's rays could burn your retinas, even cause blindness. In December, it will make its closest approach to Earth. That will be the best chance, whether with a phone camera or the naked eye, to capture it. Many astronomy platforms are already calling on enthusiasts to record its changes, even holding global photo contests. Right now, the green visitor is already near Mars. In just a few weeks, after swinging around the sun, it will vanish into deep space forever. This lifetime, we will never see it again. So what is that mysterious green glow? Is it some chemical substance humanity has never identified? Or is it caused by something unique about its home environment? And where exactly is its home? Beside a nearby star just a few light years away? Or in some distant system, hundreds of light years from here? We may never know the answers. But one thing is certain. The universe is even more mysterious than we imagine. And maybe right now, another interstellar visitor is already on its way, just not yet caught by our telescopes. Look up at the sky tonight. Maybe it's flying toward the sun from some unknown corner of the cosmos. Doesn't it suddenly feel like the universe's secrets aren't so far from us after all?